Oh, look how beautiful it is. Look how quiet and serene it is. The beautiful town of Nsukka, nestled in the eastern part of Nigeria. There lived a couple whose faith was as steadfast as the ancient hills surrounding their community. Oh, Neka and Chibuzo, what a beautiful couple. They were the pillars of their small church, known for their unwavering devotion to God. They never missed a Sunday. They never missed a church service. Always available for the things of God and for the people of God. For years, they had been praying and waiting for a child. And every Sunday, without fail, they would be found in the front row, lifting their voices in praise and prayer, believing that God would bless them with the fruit of the womb. Their faith never wavered, even as the years passed and the whispers around town grew louder. People murmured, people talked. But their faith never wavered. People often wondered how they could continue to trust God despite their childlessness. But Neka and Chibuzo would simply smile and say, in God's time, He will bless us all. And people would just stare at them, sometimes in admiration, and sometimes even in doubt. But Neka and Chibuzo were never moved. Then after 11 long years of waiting, their prayers were answered. Neka was pregnant. And not just with one child. Oh my God. But two. Twin boys. This news became the best news the town had ever received. The news spread like wildfire through the town, and their church erupted in joy. It was a testament to the power of faith, and everyone believed that God had finally rewarded this couple who had served Him so faithfully. The months of pregnancy were filled with excitement and preparation. Neka was glowing. You needed to see her in this period. People were so happy for her. Everywhere she went, everyone was congratulating her. Neka and Chibuzo spent hours decorating the nursery, choosing names, and thanking God for His blessings. They attended every antenatal appointment together. Chibuzo never let his wife out of his sight. They ensured that everything was in order for the arrival of their miracle babies. Oh my God. So my dear viewers, if at this time you have not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to my channel and let's grow this community together. Thank you. Now let's go back to Neka and Chibuzo. When the day finally came, the day of delivery, it was as if the heavens themselves rejoiced. Neka went into labor, and with Chibuzo by her side, they arrived at the hospital. Neka laid there with her husband by her side, waiting for the doctors to attend to them. Hearts filled with anticipation and gratitude. But as the hours passed, their joy began to mingle with concern. The doctors seemed distracted. The nurses inattentive. But they were able to get the attention of one particular doctor. And they told him something wasn't right. But in the chaos of the delivery room, their fears were brushed aside because the doctor assured them that everything was all right. After what felt like an eternity, their twin boys were born. Tiny, perfect, and full of life. They named them Chidubem and Chukwebuka, meaning God leads me and God is great. Holding them in their arms, Nneka and Chibuzo felt a love so profound, it was beyond words. Their joy knew no bounds, like these years of sorrows were forgotten. Their long journey of faith had finally borne fruit, and they praised God for his goodness. But their joy was short-lived. 3 days after their sons were born, Nneka noticed something was wrong. Chidubem was struggling to breathe, and Chukwuebuka seemed lethargic. Panic gripped her heart, and she carried her twin boys and ran to the hospital. Later, her husband joined her, and she called out for the doctors and the nurses, but they were slow to respond. The doctor on duty assured them that nothing was wrong. In fact, in a way, it was as if he dismissed their concerns, saying that it was just a minor issue. But Nneka knew that it was not just minor, and she kept going to the doctors and nurses. By the time they realized the severity of the situation, it was too late. The boys' conditions had worsened, and despite desperate efforts to save them, both Chidubem and Chukwuebuka passed away that night. Oh, the news shattered Nneka and Chibuzo. The world around them blurred as they held their lifeless sons, their hearts breaking into 1,000 pieces. How could this happen? Nneka asked. How could God allow me carry these children for 9 months, only for him to take them away so soon? Why did he even give them to me in the first place? What am I supposed to do now? Chibuzo held her hands, even as he cried. How could God allow their miracle to be taken away so soon? Chibuzo said. They cried. They cried. The days that followed were a blur of grief and disbelief. The town mourned with them. Their church family wept for them. But nothing could erase the pain of losing their own long-awaited children. The funeral was a somber affair, with the tiny caskets buried side by side, just as they had been in the womb. Yet, even in the depths of their sorrow, Nneka and Chibuzo clung to their faith. They wept, they questioned, but they never cursed God. In the quiet of their home, they would sit together, reading the Bible and praying. Even when the world felt hollow, they knew that their pain did not mean that God had abandoned them. Nneka said to Chibuzo, her husband, I know our God is alive. And Chibuzo said in return, I know our God is good regardless. One Sunday, just a week after the burial, they returned to church. The congregation was stunned. How could they still have the strength to worship? But Nneka and Chibuzo stood in the front row, hands lifted high, tears streaming down their faces as they sang praises to God. Their voices were broken, but unwavering. In the months that followed, their faith became a beacon to others. People would come to them for comfort, marveling at their strength. And the Nneka and Chibuzo would tell them, "We don't understand why this happened, but we know God is still good. Our boys are with him now, and one day we will see them again." They encouraged people around them. They strengthened their faith. They encouraged them to keep trusting God, no matter the outcome. Years passed, and though the pain never fully left, the couple continued to trust in God's plan. They never missed a Sunday, never stopped serving in the church. And then, one quiet morning, when they least expected it, Nneka found out she was pregnant again. This time, the pregnancy was difficult, filled with complications that tested their faith even further. Nneka was afraid, but her husband Chibuzo kept encouraging her. "My wife, nothing would go wrong. Nothing would ever go wrong, because our God is a good God." But Nneka refused to give in to fear. Even her husband Chibuzo never gave in to fear. He prayed over their unborn child, trusting that God, who had brought them this far, would never leave them now. 9 months later, they welcomed the healthy baby girl into the world. They named her Nkem Delim, meaning "let mine be with me." Holding her in their arms, they felt the weight of all they had lost, but also the joy of new life. As they stood before their church, cradling their daughter, they testified to the goodness of God. Their journey had been filled with sorrow and loss, but through it all, they had never lost their faith. And now, as they looked into the eyes of their daughter, they knew that God had indeed remembered them. Nneka and Chibuzo's story became a testament to the power of faith in the face of unimaginable loss. And through their pain, they found that even when life seemed to fall apart, God's love remained constant, a rock upon which they could always stand. Nneka and Chibuzo remained a beacon of hope to everyone around them, knowing that God's time is the best. How he will do it, we may not know, but we are assured that he will always do it.